Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Blanca and I create videos revolving around anti-MLM and lifestyle. If you're interested in any of those videos, then definitely hit the red subscribe button. Today, I have a good video for y'all. I snuck into a Arbonne opportunity call, and not just any Arbonne opportunity call, no. We are talking about NFL wives with Arbonne. You heard that right, folks. So this opportunity call was held by NFL wives. So the person that sent me this Zoom link also sent in a couple of screenshots in regards to a few products that I asked her, as well as she also sent a voice note in regards to about how uplines go about pushing certain products, what do they do, etc. So I'm also going to be playing that within the video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it because I honestly loved just sneaking in there. I am going to let the clips run a little bit longer because they do go into their life story, kind of like their rags to riches, if you will, even though they are married to pro NFL players. All of these women started 20 feet ahead of like where their own downline is starting. So it's not fair to say that they became successful because of like the hard work and the consistency that they put in the community that they have. It's a bunch of horse shit. And I'm not saying that to be facetious or to downplay their profession. I'm just saying that they are leveraging their husband's position as pro NFL players to recruit people. So on the day of the Zoom call, I actually posted it onto my Instagram stories and said like, oh, I'm in this Zoom call. It's already just crazy. And it messages me and says like, oh my God, I totally forgot that I'm supposed to be on there myself and start recording this. So we both knew that we were on this call. We were just like messaging each other like, what is going on? Here are some of the messages that we were sending in the chat back and forth. Obviously, we're gonna blur out our names in there because, you know, we like to be anonymous on here. But it was just really funny. Like, I think there was a few where I had asked a bunch of questions like, what does your day-to-day look like, or what does it take to be successful, something along those lines. And the answers I got were just super duper fake. Again, I will post the screenshots up here for you guys to see, and maybe you guys will get a chuckle as well. While we are watching this, I am going to get ready for school because I do have class today. So I'm going to do my makeup. Also, it just helps because sometimes I do feel like I look a bit awkward just watching the videos right here. So this will at least keep my hands occupied.
And I'm going to start with Parker and Hunter because they've got their new baby with them. And so just in case the baby starts crying, I don't know where Ace is and his they just are out in California. So like getting adjusted to the time zone and whatnot. But I'm going to start with them. And if you wouldn't just mind sharing, Parker and Hunter, how you were introduced to Arbonne and kind of what that path looked like for you guys.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Parker. This is Hunter. This is Ace, our almost 2-month-old. And we were introduced to Arbonne in 2020. And so a little backstory. So Hunter played with the Chargers, the LA Chargers, for 5 years. And so we're both actually from Arkansas. I graduated from the University of Arkansas in 2018, got my nursing degree there, and then we got married that summer. And I moved out to California and lived here with Hunter for 3 years while he was finishing up his career with the Chargers. And so while I was out here, I got a labor and delivery job as a nurse, and that was like that was my dream. That was what I always wanted to do. I knew that was kind of like that was my it thing. Like that's what I wanted in life, and I didn't want anything else. And so I thought I had made it, and I kind of got complacent in life. And in comes Shauna and Matt. We actually joined a Bible study and got introduced to them at a church around here in California. And so we started hanging out. I started following Shauna on Instagram, and I realized Shauna had a community out here that I had never seen anything like it. And I had, done the whole Southern sorority thing. I had tons of friends in high school. I just had never seen anything like it. And so I started following her, was paying really close attention to what she was doing, but I had no idea that it was Arbonne, and she never brought it up to me either. And so we were probably friends, like a year, Shauna, before we went to coffee one day and she told me about the Arbonne opportunity. And funny enough, I went to that coffee day, came home, signed up to be a consultant, started on the 30-day program, and did not tell Hunter that I signed up to be a consultant because Hunter knows I'm notorious for getting roped into things, and like our credit cards just like on auto, like we're subscriptions. Like he's like, what are we even paying for? And so I didn't tell him because I was like, honestly, I don't know what Arbonne is yet. Like, I'm just going to do it because I love Shauna, I trust Shauna, and I want to be a part of this community.
Hold up. We have a lot of grounds to cover here. So he's an NFL player, making a lot of money. She's a nurse, so she's also making good money. And they moved to this new place and she felt like she had her dream job. Everything was great, phenomenal. And then somehow she felt complacent. Not saying that you cannot be or feel complacent when you get your dream job. I just find that odd that somehow Arbonne was going to make it all nice and better for her. So she meets Shauna, sees that she has this sense of community, but kept it really vague from her. And that's like the new thing a lot of these MLM huns are doing. They try to create the sense of FOMO. They try to create the sense of, I think the word is anonymity. But if you have been consuming anti-MLM content or if you've been creating it, you kind of have a trained eye and can really pick what MLM company this rep works for, even just like by the style of their Instagram account. Like countless of us have even stated like MONAT huns wear like these wide brim hats, so does the Arbonne girls. And then Arbonne in specific has like this pink and orange hue going on their feed. MONAT is like very cool tone. Young Living is just like a whole different feel. So like you can kind of just pinpoint which company they work for. Not really that hard to figure out. And even if you just go through like their highlights, eventually the products will pop up and you'll be like, oh, they're a part of Arbonne, they're a part of Unique, they're a part of Saint, or what have you. According to Parker, Shauna waited over a year to tell her what she did, what was her job, and she was just basically showing her the lifestyle, showing her like what could potentially be her life if she was with Arbonne, have the community and all of that. And that's the thing that Parker was looking for, community. She said it herself. She was looking for friendships, which I don't know how she could not find friends outside of an MLM, considering the fact that she has a lot of resources to do so, but I digress. So that's her pain point, right? She was looking for friendships, and that just goes to show you that anybody could really essentially fall for an MLM. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person that is down on their luck, needs money or anything. It could just be somebody that is looking to just have a basic human connection with someone. And that's what happened with Parker. Things like this happen and somebody's trying to recruit you and doesn't tell you what they're doing. They're keeping it very vague. They're doing that so that you don't see the red flags, so that once this opportunity is presented to you, you're not gonna see all of like the things that are wrong with it, and you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, this is a great opportunity, and not even question it.
To be a consultant, because Hunter knows I'm notorious for getting roped into things, and like our credit cards just like on.
The fact that she didn't tell her husband that she was going to do something that was going to financially impact them, that is a way to ruin your marriage. Number one reason people get a divorce is due to money. And she didn't even consider the idea to tell him. Not that they're strapped for money, but I'm just saying somebody that is not in their position this could be detrimental to them.
Auto, you know, like we're subscriptions, like he's like, what are we even paying for? And so I didn't tell him because I was like, honestly, I don't know what Arbonne is yet. Like, I'm just gonna do it because I love Shauna, I trust Shauna, and I want to be a part of this community. Obviously, looking hindsight, Arbonne is not any of those things. And it has truly been the biggest blessing. I never thought that it would bless me and impact our lives as much as it has. And especially now that we, you know, Hunter finished his career with the Chargers and we moved across country. He now plays for the Patriots. Sorry, I'm like talking for you. And then having a baby too, like I'll never forget Kristen, who's on here, and she'll wrap up at the end. But as soon as we found out that we were moving to Boston from California, she was like, you know what? I know Amy Hazelton, who I think is also on this call. We're going to get you plugged in with the Arbonne community in Boston. And then so many other mamas in this community that have given me tips and tricks. I mean, I'm learning as I go here, but it has seriously been the biggest blessing. And I'm sure you can touch on that a little bit.
I'm going to recommend you guys watch Jessica Hickson's video. I think she did something along the lines like why MLMs are bad for your marriage. Please go watch that video, because as I said, her not telling her husband she was going to make this decision that is going to financially impact their family is wrong. A marriage is a partnership, and if she's not telling him something as basic as this, what else is she not telling? We all know that MLMs are everywhere. So as soon as Parker said, hey, we are being transferred to the New England Patriots because my husband's gonna play for them, they're like, don't worry, we're gonna link you up to the Arbonne community that's out there in Boston. It's like they're the mafia, except they sell shitty products and wear white brim hats. But the key takeaway from that is, even if you move somewhere else, they're always going to try to keep you within the Arbonne community or within their downline. They're always going to link you up to somebody that's higher up over in wherever state or city that you're moving to. It's like you can never escape them. And it's just a way to keep you like I said, within the company and have control over you.
She's kind of spontaneous.
He's too tall.
Kind of spontaneous, and she just kind of came home and was like, hey, I'm gonna do this 30-day thing. I think I signed up to be a consultant too, like, you know, I'm gonna start doing this business. I don't really know what it entails. And so I was pretty skeptical. You know, I have to kind of worry about what I put in my body, and I'm pretty like strict about what I put in my body, because I mean, a lot of things that we have to kind of watch, especially as professional athletes, and you know, especially being at the highest level, I want to put good stuff in my body. So I was pretty skeptical of that, skeptical of the business, just of all it entailed. But slowly,
if you were so skeptical about the business and skeptical about the products, I don't think that you would be drinking the products, consuming them in general, or even supporting it, right? I mean, they could just be saying for the sake of the video that they are consuming it, right? Playing devil's advocate in that part, let's say that they are. As professional athletes, they have to take care of their body because their body is their work. So I don't understand how Arbonne products are helping them in any way, shape, or form to keep up stamina, to maintain whatever regimen they have to keep in order to continue playing, because they still have to keep shape or keep in shape when off season is going on. So
I think over time, I saw just the daily benefits of, you know, taking the shakes, all the products, everything that we use, just as, you know, just all the products that we use with Arbonne, and then also seeing the community that Parker built. I think that was the biggest thing I think I saw, that I love to see her grow, especially being here. Sometimes, like, I mean, we're working, we have the community with the football team, and you know, sometimes as wives, it can be lost, and you kind of get outside of that, and you don't get the community sometimes. I mean, you do with the wives and the girlfriends, but maybe not outside of that. She was able to grow that outside of that, meet some friends, and you know, Arbonne's been tremendous in that community and products, and it's been awesome for us.
And I will say this, I'm not trying to make this long at all, but it just got me thinking. I think the biggest thing too that I've realized is, as wives of professional athletes, I think it's really easy to sometimes get not necessarily overshadowed, because we're our husband's #1 fans, but sometimes it's easy to lose track of your purpose, and you can kind of get sucked into, well, yeah, I'm just an NFL wife, but there's so much more that you can be. And I think that Arbonne really brings that out in all of us. And so I think it's so fun that now, because of you, Shauna, introducing Arbonne to me, we have all these other, you know, NFL wives, but now Arbonne business owners that truly get to live out their purpose and be more outside of being an NFL wife and being moms or dog moms. You know, just like we really do get to be and live out such a bigger purpose. So
Parker's husband mentions the benefits of drinking and consuming Arbonne products, but he keeps it vague to the point where he doesn't even goes into specifics about what these benefits are. Is it helping you with your stamina? Is it helping you with maintaining a certain weight goal or what have you? Like, you would have to go into specifics to say, yeah, they're really beneficial and this is the reasons why. He did not do that and went into,
yeah, it's great for the community, you know, it's done great things for my wife.
This, that, and the third. Like, you just can't be making blanket statements like that. And here we go. Parker really went there with her, you know, when you become a wife, a stay-at-home mom, you lose purpose, which is true. Sometimes that does happen, but I'm gonna give you a but on that. I'm not gonna fault these people for having money, because the husbands, they became pro athletes, they're making money. Kudos to them for doing that. However, I am going to fault them, specifically her in this thing, for harping on stay-at-home moms and the fact that, you know, they have to stay home because childcare is so expensive, wages are not going up, have not been going up or been raised in like decades, which is bullshit. So she is harping on that pain point when she's a fucking millionaire. Well, yeah, technically, yeah. Her and her husband are fucking millionaires. So you're gonna tell me that somebody like her, whose husband alone makes $37.5 million, is going to have the same struggles as a single mom or a single income household? No, you're not going to have the same struggles. And the fact that you're just trying to make it seem that way, trying to come off as being relatable, is very icky in my opinion. She has the luxury, all of them essentially have the luxury of picking and choosing to go to activities, do things because they have the resources for it, which some of their downlines may not have that resource. So for her to say like, oh, it was, you know, you lose your purpose, but Arbonne gave me that purpose, that is so cultish. Because once that person leaves and they decide to leave, they sometimes feel like they do not have a sense of purpose because everything became engulfed with the MLM. Everything about them was about the MLM company. Personally, as somebody that is a stay-at-home mom, not creating content on YouTube, and a graduate student who was once a working mom, yeah, you sometimes do lose a sense of yourself because you just become engulfed in taking care of the kids and making sure everything in the house is ready, everything is tidy, you're cooking, you're taking care of like everything but yourself. So you do kind of lose that. And every day for me, at least, it felt like I lived in the twilight zone because it was the same routine every single day. And I know a lot of moms love being a stay-at-home mom. I just know that for me, personally, it's not enough for me. I love going to work. I love doing things outside of just being a mom. And that's okay. Like, it's not a shade to anybody that loves being a stay-at-home mom or is a working mom. For me, I love being a person that is making my own money in an ethical and legitimate way, and I am doing something outside of being a mom. I have an identity outside of being a mother. I will say this, in that time that I was away from friends and family members and just living down in Georgia, I did learn how to be by myself and like my own company. Because even though you make friends with other military wives, you don't have the same schedule at times, so you can't be hanging out so often or as much as you would like. So you learn to, you know, love your being by yourself, and I think that is an amazing quality to have. All in all, what I'm trying to say is that if you're in this season of life where you feel like you don't have a purpose, don't join an MLM to fulfill that void. It is going to be the most detrimental thing that you can do for yourself. What I can advise you is to do things that you yourself love and enjoy doing. Go out to the movies, go out for a walk in the park, go to the mall, just do something that, or find a hobby that you enjoy doing.
And kind of what you said about the community, and I would love for you know, Bree and Kara, maybe if Bree, if you wanna start, and then I'll pass it to Kara. But you guys, obviously, you're not, you know, Scott and Nicolette are from California. Like Scott, you know, he plays for the Chargers. Like their family's all here, but you know, you two, like you're out here for the season and then you're back home at the off season. And so kind of moving around, will you share a little bit of kind of like what this community of Arbonne is like as well? Not only from the business side, but from the product side too, because I think you get two forms of the community when you jump into Arbonne. You get the community side on the products and helping you walk through that, but then you get it on the business. So I don't know, Bree, maybe if you want to start on that, and then you can just kind of transition to how you guys got introduced to Arbonne and what products you started with.
Yeah, so for me, we were out in LA for the LA Chargers this past year. We joined at the beginning of the year, so I moved out there not knowing anyone, and I met Kara and Nicolette, and just kind of keeping close. Like I would see these girls maybe a couple of times a week, and it was so interesting because, like, from outside looking in, I was just so intrigued by, I don't know, I just keep saying there was something so different about them. And I think the more time I spent with them and talked to them, I quickly learned that, you know, it was Arbonne. Like, they're using these products, it's keeping them like level-headed, they're energized, they're healthy, they look great. Kara was pregnant, and just all these things. And it took me maybe a month of just observing and, you know, kind of asking questions before I just was like, forget it, I'm doing whatever they're doing, because I wanted to follow their lead. You know, it was, and I think now that I'm kind of on this other side and I've been using products for a month or so, you know, I think my prayer, my hope is that people see that in me, and now they're like, whatever she's doing, I want to be doing. But yeah, I also want to touch base on, sorry, our dog has to make an appearance every time we're on Zoom. But for me, you know, Kara kind of told me, I told her some of my concerns early on, and she was like, I think the best thing for you is to do the 30-day cleanse.
Bree here said from the outside looking in, she was very intrigued and was just wondering what they were doing. Proving my point that I stated earlier, that by keeping it vague, keeping it interesting, and creating this FOMO around what Shauna was doing and what's her name, Parker was doing, you're going to attract people and pique their interest. I want to know, like, honestly, what were you observing? Were you observing them selling the products, or were you observing how they were recruiting people and making money off of that? And then she indirectly makes a medical claim by saying, you know, they looked so energized, and the kicker, Kara was pregnant. By saying that, in my opinion, is alluding that Arbonne really helped keep Kara healthy during her pregnancy. You cannot be making claims like that.
So I was like, okay, like, let's just dive headfirst and do it. And just a little backstory, I have always been very fit and active, professional dancer, all the things. And then I got pregnant, and just going through pregnancy, and I'm now 10 months postpartum. It completely just rocked my world. I thought, I don't know, I just was like, oh, this will be easy breezy. You know, my body's just I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to have my abs back, and everything's going to be great. And that did not happen. And I struggled with that, just, you know, mentally, physically. It was so hard for me to even almost enjoy my pregnancy journey, because I wasn't allowing myself to be okay with my body changing and growing. And then, you know, those first few weeks that you bring this baby home, again, like all I could think about was the way I felt. And to be fair, I necessarily wasn't into nutrition and all of that prior to my life now. So it's taken me 10 months of just struggling. And I think, you know, that kind of creeps into marriage and all parts of your life. And I'm 2 weeks in, almost 3 weeks into my 30-day cleanse. And by day 3, I have lost all my bloat. I'm not necessarily doing it for weight loss, so
Then what the fuck are you doing it for? What was that whole spiel about? She starts off by saying that she was relatively fit, and that, you know, she is now 10 months postpartum, and it's been hard. Postpartum journey is not a joke. It is difficult. Even though we do talk about it, it's not talked about enough. And in the sense that we do talk about it, it's more so in the snapback culture, as I like to call it, which essentially is just pretty much having this perceived notion and idea that a mom, a woman, or a person giving birth spent literally 9 to 10 months creating a human being. After growing said human, she is expected to lose all of that weight in a absurd amount of time. It's so unrealistic. It messes up with people's minds. It creates body dysmorphia if you did not have that prior. Sometimes even in pregnancy, the fact that your body is changing so fast and you have no control over it can lead up to that. So her pushing this thing like, oh, you know, I thought I was gonna snap back real quick and all this, that, and the third. First of all, I'm not trying to be mean, but there are resources out there that details like, okay, some women do come back to their pre-pregnancy weight, and sometimes it takes longer. Duh, you just spent like 9 to 10 months growing a human being. So do you expect to lose all of that weight in 2-3 months? It's unrealistic. Those are expectations that should not be set. But I kind of see where she is going with this. She's trying to be relatable, like, oh, I didn't lose the weight as fast as I thought I was going to, because a lot of women experience that. However, it's going to be like the key term here in this video. They have resources. I am going to keep reiterating that throughout this entire video. They have the money. They have the resources to pay for a chef, a personal trainer that will get her back into shape if she chooses to get back at any rate that she wants. A lot of women do not have that luxury. A lot of women can barely eat, sleep, and like do the things that they need to do because they have a newborn and a toddler and other children going around and working and what have you. It's like she's living in a different universe. And I'm gonna go back to her point of like, I'm not doing it for weight loss. What was the purpose? What was the reason? What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason? Why did you give this whole entire spiel? Like, I'm 10 months postpartum and I want to feel good. I used to be in shape, but I'm not in shape anymore. Like, I don't understand what was the reasoning behind all of that if it was not to lose weight. Bree mentions the 30 Days to Healthy Living set. Let's take a dive into what that is, what the products are, and what claims they are making here. But in the 30 Days to Healthy Living set, it starts off with the 4 core products. You have the Fizz Sticks, which is a boost of energy from caffeine derived from green tea and guarana. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Then you have the teas, which support liver and kidneys and the body's detox organs. You have the proteins, which help satisfy hunger, build lean muscles, and support a healthy body weight. Something for digestion, which is to mind your gut with probiotics and prebiotics and enzymes. And then you get to choose 2 from the 3 products that I'm going to mention, which is the Fiber Cleanse and the Greens. The fiber is a good source of fiber to help you feel better and fuller longer, help support, weight management. Cleanse is to gently eliminate the toxins of the body while supporting the GI tract. And then the Greens is a blend of 36 fruits and veggies. Honestly, in my opinion, your body is already detoxing. Okay, that's why you have a liver and a kidney. Those are the things that detox the toxins from your body. You don't need other products to help you detox. That is such utter crap. Then the greens. I mean, why would you have blended greens when you can eat them? Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if there's anybody that is a dietitian, a nutritionist, or, you know, a doctor, comment down below. Is it better to have your greens or fruits and vegetables blended or just eaten how they are? Because I honestly think it's better to eat them as is, as opposed to just having them blended in like a supplement powder form. I could be wrong. If I am, please correct me down in the comment sections below. But that's all of that, right? So you get like those 4 products and then 2 of the products that I just mentioned down there. But how much do they cost, you ask? Well, it's a pretty penny if you look at it, because the 30 Days to Healthy Living right now, as I am recording this on February 10th, on a Thursday, it is
$508.
Who in their right mind is spending $508 on this to manage weight, lose weight? Who? Dime. Esto es una loquera. The way they're you know, selling this, it's like the 30 Days to Healthy Living set is to jumpstart healthy living journey with your signature program with the #1 best-selling nutrient product set. I call bullshit on the #1 selling product for nutrition. I would like a citation on that shit. Our 30 Days to Healthy Living set is designed to act as a reset to establish healthy habits and a healthy lifestyle so that you can get more energy, manage weight, and feel fit with clean, vegan nutrient. Now with more choices, you have the New Blood Orange flavor, the Energy Fizz Ginseng Fizz Sticks, and Coffee Flavor Pea Protein Shake. Join the rest of the delicious permanent flavors so that you can customize your 30 days with more options. Like, what in the world? So that's the price, right? And then I think it says down here for PC price, it's $304 if you join them, if you become a consultant. $304 is still a ridiculous amount of money for 6 products. What is it, like? Yeah, you have the 4 and then 2, yeah, 6 products, and you have to keep paying that monthly. No, could not be me. So I was speaking with a person that sent me the link to this Zoom call. I'm keeping them anonymous. They want to be kept that way, and I will honor their wishes. So speaking with this person, I asked, do uplines or other people within Arbonne push you to like purchase the 30-day set living whatever thing, or do they push certain products upon you? Her response, I will play the recording for you guys.
That's exactly what they do. They want you to have as many 30 days healthy living kits sold. Like, that's the way they kind of introduce you to it, and that's how they get. Oh my god, I'm just like starting to realize how they do these things. So when you usually sign up as a consultant, they usually tell you that that's what you should be buying, that entire kit, in order to be able to know the products and sell it and to use it to change your own life or whatever. And yeah, that's what they really push on people, is the 30-day kit. And then they try to tell you that you're saving money if you get smaller kits and do different little bundles. However, there is no other kit or smaller bundles. It's literally just putting together different products. There's no extra discount on it though, and they tell you that I may have cut myself off, I don't know, but there is no discount, extra, like other, like discount or whatever thing when you buy, let's say, so if you don't do the 30 days healthy living and they tell you, oh, we can make you a smaller bundle though, and you can get the protein, and 2 boxes of energy fizz stick things, whatever, and, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of the names of the stuff. Greens or something. And they'll tell you, yeah, this is another package that you can do. It's really not, though. And there is no more savings on it if you were to do that instead of the 30 days to living. So I think the 30 days to living, you do get some sort of a little bit of a discount buying all those products together. If you bought them separately, I think that they're...
You heard it here, folks. The reps, the uplines in Arbonne really do push for their consultants to either purchase themselves the 30 Days to Healthy Living set or to sell it, right? If the consultants, their downline, are the ones that are purchasing it, what does that say? That they are the customers, right? That's how these uplines are making money, by essentially, one, scamming the people by joining them, and then two, by forcibly telling them like, this is how you're gonna make money by getting this set so that you know the products well and can sell them, which is a complete lie. And she mentions that sometimes they'll say, oh, you can get a smaller bundle for a smaller discount, and there's no such thing. But you're out here saying that you're trying to help people, you're trying to empower women, you're trying to present the opportunity to people who really need it, and yet you're lying to them straight off the bat.
If I've lost weight or not, I'm not weighing myself, but I've lost my bloat. I've gained my self-confidence back, or I'm starting to gain my self-confidence back that I had, you know, over a year ago before pregnancy and postpartum. My mood is so much better. You know, having a baby and being a stay-at-home mom, it's easy to feel frustrated and tired and short-fused. And honestly, I don't feel any of that. I'm way more energized. I'm way more clear-headed.
Those are pretty hefty medical claims there. Postpartum and pregnancy aside, you're claiming that you're no longer experiencing 15 to 20 migraines because of Arbonne. What clinical trials have you done to prove that? What are the stats that you have? Because this is all anecdotal. It's all from personal experience that she's saying. Because of Arbonne, she no longer gets 15 to 20 migraines. Devil's advocate, let's say that that is true. That's not to say that everybody's going to have the same experience with these products. Because again, there's no clinical trials, there's no statistics to back up the claim that you're making. And out here, she's like, I lost my bloat again. Like, ma'am, it's water weight. That is the first thing to go when you're trying to lose weight. It's the water weight. And it's so predatory what she is doing. She is looking for a specific person, a mother that just gave birth, or a mother who is trying to lose the baby weight that she gained because she no longer feels comfortable or confident in her own body. That is horrific and horrible to prey on somebody like that. The reason why this has me riled up is because I am a mother of two. I've been through 2 pregnancies, 2 C-sections, and I know how hard and difficult it can be to just see your body transform into something that you don't recognize anymore and not feel comfortable in your own skin. I understand that. But joining an MLM just to get these products and think that this is gonna be a quick fix and help you gain the body and the confidence that you once had. She's also attributing a lot of her, like the way that she's feeling now, how her body is looking, to the Arbonne products, which one, she's only been on them for 2 weeks. So she can't really say that, she can't make any claims because she's only been on the products for 2 weeks. So it's 30 days, you're only been there for 15, and then you're saying that at 3 days you were feeling magnificent. I want proof, I want citations, I want clinical trials on this. But then on top of that, could it be that because she is taking better care of her body, that she is now feeling a lot better, that she is now feeling more confident, that she's not eating, let's say, junk food as often, or she has eliminated sugar, soda, whatever, just so that she could achieve her weight goal and feel better? Could it be that she's just taking care of her body? I think so.
Again, my prayer, my hope is that one life can be changed tonight and join this journey, because I feel like I'm living in just a completely different body, and it's so cool.
Wow, that is huge. And thank you for being open and vulnerable, because I think so many times, regardless of the stage of life that we're in, you know, surrounding kids, maybe it doesn't even have to do with kids at all. Maybe, you know, maybe you've always been in great shape, but you're turning the corner and you're getting a little bit older, you know, whatever stage of life that you're in, there's always struggles. And so thank you for sharing that and just sharing what kind of life has looked like on the other side, because I do think sometimes it's so hard from the outside looking in to really understand it. And we do as best as we can from the inside looking out to explain it. But just hearing different people's experience, again, that's why we're doing this tonight and why we're sharing. So Kara and Ty, I'll pass it over to you, and I would love to just kind of hear your story. And you know, obviously, and I want all the guys to touch on this too, but kind of what you look for in products, and what maybe some things that stood out to you about Arbonne and incorporating that into your lifestyle. Obviously, you know, Kara, maybe share a little bit of your background, you know, being a nurse, and then obviously Ty, your professional athlete background as well.
Yeah, so like Shauna said, I've been a trauma nurse for 3 years now, and in this season of life, we just had our first baby girl. She's 3 months now, and I'm able to be there and be present with her in this season of life, and able to take a break from nursing as well. But with how I kind of got into Arbonne, Parker introduced me to the fizz, and it was kind of over once I tried the fizz. I fell in love with the products. And then I started sharing them and recommending them, without, the side hustle of getting paid. And Parker reached out and she's like, you might as well make an extra whatever, make some extra cash, get your nails done, go get groceries while you're sharing your, what you put in your body. I was like, okay, sweet. Yeah, why not? I'll do it. And so then that's how I got into starting my Arbonne business as well. And I think it rubbed off on him because now he is hooked on the fizz and the protein as well. You make like a shake every day, don't you?
Yeah, no, I do the greens and the fizz every day and all that stuff. I mean, because I use ladders, supplements for a good bit. And then when she was ordering the greens, I was like, I'm not just going to keep paying for 2 of them. So we just started using those. And then I ended up liking the Arbonne more.
So she's talking about how she was able to, in this season of life, be more present with her child and all of that because of Arbonne. I'm pretty sure you could have taken maternity leave and extended that without a problem and not joining an MLM. Money is not a hardship for you guys. You guys are not facing the same struggles as other women are or as other parents where they have to go back to work because they don't have the luxury of not going back. And we all know that when people say, yeah, we're gonna be more present with our child, you get that time freedom. Not really that. Most of the time they're spending their time on their phones, creating flyers, trying to recruit people. So the time that they should be spending with their kids, they are not doing that. The position that all of them are at is unrelatable. They're all professional football players. They have a degree or they're working as a nurse or they're making decent amount of money. That is not the case for the people they're trying to recruit.
Yeah.
That's huge. Especially with greens, right? Because greens are like, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, am I drinking like ground up grass or what is this? So no, that's really huge. I love that. So, okay. And I think probably the common theme, let's do a show of hands from the gals. Like, how many of you noticed, like, you brought your products home, you started using them, like the guys were like, oh, what is this? And then all of a sudden everything started disappearing. Yeah, okay. And so I'll pass it over. I feel like the biggest offender of that was probably Scott. So I'm gonna pass it over. I'm gonna pass it over to Nicolette and Scott because I feel like I don't know. Maybe I should open my mouth and I shouldn't have spilled the beans of what Nicolette says. But no, I'm kidding. But I'd love to hear from your guys' perspective, kind of what your go-tos are. You guys travel a ton, which is like, that a lot of people think that you can't live a healthy lifestyle and that you can't incorporate healthy habits if you're traveling a lot. So I would love to hear from you guys. Like, you're like I like live vicariously through your travels. So like, what does Arbonne look like when you're traveling, and what do you got? Like, what are your staples?
Yeah, so I'll go first. First off, Scott and I did the 30 Days to Healthy Living in 2020. So when quarantine hit, it was also a year before our wedding. We're like, okay, we're gonna hit this stuff. We can either sit on the couch or we can go out there and exercise and get fit. And Parker and Hunter and Shauna as well were posting a lot about it. I'm like, this is the perfect time to jump in. And it was a great opportunity for us to kind of focus in on our bodies, but also my favorite part about the program is the balance. So like Shauna's saying, we've been traveling a lot, which is awesome, and we're grateful to do so, but the program allows this balance, and you can't be hard on yourself. If you're traveling 3 weekends out of the month, maybe you're gonna have that 1 cup of coffee on a Sunday, or you know what, you're gonna go for that burger, and that's okay.
A cup of coffee and a burger are a treat now?
It's okay. Like, that's the best part about this, is you can have that balance. And then within that, these products are so travel easy. Like, all the stick packs, hydration from the True Sport line is our favorite. It's a great way to get our electrolytes in, whether we're going out to the bars or hitting the gym. Also the fizz, it's our favorite. Every time I'm out with friends, I always have fizz. When we go to game days, my bag is packed with fizz and everyone's like, ooh, can I have one? Because I know it's so good and it's the best thing for energy. The gut health has been a lifesaver for me. It's just a great
like staple in our diet, and it's awesome to bring it with us because traveling can be difficult on your gut. So I love bringing that along. And then also the Skin Elixir is a great product to bring. So all these stick packets are my favorite to travel with. And then the best thing that Arbonne has as well is for the protein powders, they have individual packets. So you can bring them in the individual servings. And if you buy almond milk, if you have a refrigerator where you're staying and like a shaker cup, it's an awesome way to get quick protein for him too. We're always eating so many meals, or at least he is, after dinner. Where's a protein shake, or where's a peanut butter jelly sandwich? So that's kind of like an overarching about the products and how it can fit into your lifestyle and how we've kind of adapted it. And then Scott was just going to touch on a few more products he enjoys.
Have y'all noticed that the husbands throughout this entire call are just, yeah, I use the products, they're cool, yeah, they have a lot of benefits, and you know, my wife's, you know, they has a community and this, that, and the third. They're just there like como una fucking decoración. They're just there for decoration because they're not providing anything other than the fact that they may be household names for people that watch football, American football. Because other than that, they're just like, oh yeah, they're really good stuff. Like, what was the reason for being there?
Yeah, I am, you know, all in on the True Sport line. I love the workout fuel. It's like loaded in all the good vitamins you need, A, B, C, D, L, M, N, O, P. You know, all of them, and it's great. And then, yeah, like Shauna said, things start disappearing. I drink like 5 hydrations a day because I just suck them down like water.
I'm pretty sure the recommendation for these like, what is it? He said the hydration things that he drinks is not 5 a day. Let's take a look because I'm pretty sure it's not 5. That sounds excessive. This man mentioned that he is drinking the hydration, what is it? The True Sport hydration one, and the recommended intake for them is 1 stick per day. It says here, do not exceed the recommended daily intake of 1 stick pack per day. And he's having 4 more than he should.
And they're freaking awesome, and I love them. And then I haven't tried the muscle, what's it called?
Recovery.
The muscle recovery yet, because I actually didn't know it existed until today. So Nicolette and I actually ordered like 3 boxes on the way over here. So I'm excited to try that, and I can keep you posted if you want. But yeah, you know, we love it. Arbonne's been great for our family, just the 2 of us. But we kind of
it's not dog safe, but our dog loves it too.
We've kind of just like implemented it into our daily regimen. So we're always looking for like recipes for, you know, healthy meals that we can eat around the house. But like she said, sometimes, you know, like a nice burger is good, but to balance it back out, we always come back with some really good recipes that we've found out. So if you ever need any, hit us up.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, Nicolette is the queen of the recipes. Like anything with the protein, obviously, you know, that we can use that for baking too. And I'm like always on Nicolette stories, like what's she making? We just launched banana pancake protein. I used a whole bag just baking, and I've like been watching Nicolette, and I'm like, okay, now she's doing this. I got to go over and do this. So yeah, you are the queen of the recipes. So follow Nicolette for that. Okay, now I have to pass it over to Matt, because Matt did just announce that he is doing the 30 days, and I think you might be on like day 2-ish or 3-ish. But what I love about it is that you like put the challenge out to everybody, and I think you dragged Ty into it too. And so give me a little bit, Matt, of what you're noticing so far, like what, you know, obviously, you know, it's in the house because of Bree, and that's how you found out about it. But give us a little bit of scoop on the last couple of days of the 30 day.
Yeah, so, you know, kind of leading up to, you know, the last few weeks of the season, you know, Bree started implementing some Arbonne into the house and bringing, you know, cookies from the little cookie bake parties you guys have on like a Thursday night. And the cookies are great. So that's kind of what sparked my interest in Arbonne, because I got a massive sweet tooth, and the fact that you guys were baking these healthy cookies was an awesome thing. So shout out to you guys for hosting those cookie parties on the weekdays for us to enjoy when you guys got home. But, you know, right when the season ended, you know, I like try to reset myself nutritionally, get some time to rest the body from the season. You know, but me and Ty are workout warriors, so the grind never stops. So
both him and his wife could not be making any sort of medical claims. None of them, for that matter, should be making any medical claim. That aside, He's been on the products for 2 days and he's already raving about it. That's not how it works. You cannot be on something like health and wellness for 2 days and already claim that it's like the best thing you've ever tried. It's not like makeup where you can instantly apply something like, let's say, an eyebrow powder and be like, no, it's too chalky, not the right shade, I don't like it. It's not the same thing.
I told him, hey, my mission this off season is to get jacked, man. You know, I'm getting shredded. So I started like intermittent fasting early January after the season, and then stopped putting any sweeteners or sugars or creamers in my coffee. So I was going straight black, and then, you know, eventually Bree just kept saying, hey, you need to try the fizz, you need to try the teas and all that kind of stuff. And I've never really been a big tea guy, so just kind of shrugged it off for a while. And then so starting yesterday, I was like, you know what, I'm going to start this 30-day challenge because I want to support my wife. And I think that's the coolest thing about this is I've seen how much joy it brings her and how much energy she's had this past, you know, few weeks, and just a new spark of being involved with the company and having this community. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to cut out, since you cut out coffee, you know, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and just started the fizz and tea, you know, I'm going to give up one of my staples to join in on this challenge. And that's when I gave Ty a little shout out and try to get some other guys involved, because I feel like if we, as husbands or boyfriends or whatever, if we can support, you know, our wives and girlfriends in this mission, I think it just helps elevate them. And it brings just a kind of cool dynamic in the household. So for the past 2 days, no coffee, just been doing tea and the fizz. I really like it. And then of course, I love the protein powder and just the ability to bake with it and make brownies or cookies or pancakes, whatever the case may be. And so it's been great so far. So 2 days strong. What I got, like 27 more days left. It's the shortest month of the year, so that's why I chose it. But all is good, and we're having fun with it.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, good luck. We're cheering you on. I know you've been sharing a lot on your stories. So you guys, you know, if you're not following all these guys already, which you probably are, which is why you're on this call, but if you're not, go check them out and see what they're doing. Okay. Let's do, Kristen's going to wrap up here in the next minute, but I want to do a little like round table here. If everybody would just go around and just kind of, and this was not on the planned question. So I'm throwing you, but if you could just describe like all of Arbonne. So between the products, the business, the community, kind of all of it into like a few words or a sentence, what would that be for each of you guys?
I hope you guys have been keeping count of the amount of times they've said the word blessed or blessing throughout this entire video, because it's gonna get worse.
And whoever wants to start can start. Whoever's ready.
I'm ready. I would say impact, because truly like the impact it's had on my life and the ripple effect that it has on other people's lives, I just didn't know anything like this existed. And so the fact that we can continue to make an impact, and especially with the platforms that we've all been blessed with. And I think it's so fun to show people that everyone has an impact and everyone has a platform, just on a different level or on a different scale. Whether that's, you know, through a Bible study, whether that's through, you know, if you're a teacher in the school that you work in, whether you're a nurse and you're working in the hospital, like wherever you work, whatever you do, whatever you're passionate about, you have an impact and a platform to use. And I think it's so fun that we get to show people that. Yeah.
She's out here talking about platforms as if everybody on this call has the same platform as her and the other women in this call. It's the delusion for me, because she thinks that everybody's gonna have the same platform, that they're all in the same level of playing field, and it's not. They already have a leg up just by their husbands being pro NFL players. Also, let's talk about the manipulating and the itemizing of your relationships, whether they're at work, your family, or friends. It is asinine to me to think that when you're in an MLM, everybody's just a dollar sign for you, essentially. They can't genuinely build a relationship with somebody because they're always thinking about, well, I have to present the opportunity to them. It'll be such a great opportunity to have you on our team. But for who is it a great opportunity for? For you or for the person?
For me, I would say it's a blessing. And it's a blessing in many ways. So I think for us, like we talked about, it was a blessing. We gained community from it. I think for some people, it's a blessing financially. It helps people financially. And then really thirdly, it's a blessing nutritionally and in your body. You get to take care of your body with some of the best products. So there's three things right there that it's just a huge blessing that can impact a lot of lives.
Love that.
I'm going to choose the word support.
How many times did he say the word blessing? It's a blessing. It's a blessing financially. It's a blessing for your body. I'm blessed the fuck out at this point. Blessing is such a buzzword when it comes to the MLM world because we said it one too many times. MLM, network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, really intertwines itself with religion. You have Young Living and their Christian values, same thing with MONAT and all of that. It's a way to keep you in. If you look up the definition for the word blessing, you get God's favor and protection, a grace said before or after a meal, the act or words of a person who blesses, a special favor, mercy, or benefit, the blessings of a liberty or a favor or gift bestowed by God. See where I'm going with this? A prime example of faith manipulation. If you make these people believe that being in this company or being with any MLM is a blessing from God, they're not gonna see the red flags all over, right? They're just gonna bypass them and be like, oh no, this is such a great thing. I'm doing God's work. I'm being a servant. Like, you're gonna hear those types of rhetoric and those types of statements coming from a lot of reps.
Nope, 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 nope.
Very culty. It's just one example of many from the bite model. It's honestly really gross. I'm not even particularly that religious, and I find it to be gross that they use that a lot.
I'm going to choose the word support. I just feel a lot of support from my team, from the women that I've never even met. We're on this huge team, thanks to Kristen, and the support from these women and men that use these products and want to be in this community. That's just a really good feeling. Maybe being in a different environment in the workforce, or maybe not even having an environment with the workforce. It's been a really great feeling to feel that support all around.
Love it.
For me, I would say like people's ability to change. Like when you do this, not only do you change your body, but I know in Nicolette's case, she was working a job that she couldn't stand, and she'd come home and complain about it to me, and I didn't really believe her. But then when she was during COVID and it was work from home, I would like listen in on these team calls, and I was like, wow, like the people you work with are absolutely brutal. So you need to get out of there. And she started doing this, and then like her ability to change just her lifestyle in general was incredible. And like, she's the happiest I've ever seen her. And that's really cool for me to see, because, you know, it just makes everything better for us.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, it's getting better and better. Kara, no pressure.
No pressure. I would say for me, like growth or flourish, it's helped me, you know, grow as a person. I think physically and mentally, it's helped me get out of my comfort zone. And I feel like become more of, like you say, leaders or readers, and it's helping me do that in that aspect. And it's just helping me be more present, to be able to serve you more, you know, our baby girl more, and just others more as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think I've seen you know, a lot more confidence in Kara throughout the whole process. I mean, all you guys have too, probably too, from because when you first meet Kara, she's very shy and laid back and all that. So it's cool to see how much she's grown through it. And I mean, she's actually trying to get on Nicolette's level with the baked goods. So I've been a little fired up about that. She makes all the cookies. So cute. She's coming. And but we just ate some tonight. But no, it's just been awesome to see how much she's enjoying it and everything. Because, you know, with our jobs are stressful, but Hunter, Q, Matt, we all love our jobs. We love what we do. It's our dream, you know, and you want to see your wives be able to do that too. So it's cool to see them living it too.
Yeah, wow, that's huge. Matt and Bree.
For me, I think renew. Like I kind of share with my story. I feel like I've, you know, been given like this new body and this new system that's functioning so differently.
You've been on these products for 2 weeks. The products are supposed to be for 30 days. It's a 30-day program, and you've only been on it for 2 weeks. You want to hold on those claims.
And if it can happen for me, I believe can happen to anybody on this call or anybody. And so, you know, I think if there's even like a tiny bit of you that feels like something's not functioning properly, then definitely take a look at this, because it's 1000% worth it.
Or how about you go to a doctor, a professional, instead of an MLM company that is only looking to scam you and not even provide you with decent products?
And I would use the word community. I know Hunter's kind of touched on it a little bit, which is really important. I've noticed, like, all four of us know how important it is to be a part of a team, and kind of the satisfaction and the energy you get from being around guys all the time. And, you know, being a stay-at-home mom or whatever it is, and really just going wherever we go with this career, because it's crazy. You just never know where you're going to end up year to year, or how long you're going to be in one place. And, you know, outside of, this might be the first team with the Chargers that Bree really felt like a sense of community. And then on top of it has now had the Arbonne community. And I think that's really impacted her life. It gives her more, you know, confidence that we talked about. And, you know, I know going through pregnancy, you know, women feel like they lose a part of themselves or lose some identity. And she's really gained the confidence back. And it's taken quite a long time until Arbonne and the community and the sisterhood that she's grown with, you know, Nicolette and Kara and you girls back in Orange County. It's been incredible. And now she could spread the word to her friends and family, and she's pretty introverted too. So it's like, she's like kind of, you know, growing out of her shell, which is incredible. And she's building another community through, you know, the platform she has. And so I think we all know how important a team is. You need that support, you need that encouragement, because sometimes you feel like giving up, but when you have the people that got your back day in and day out, just helps you get back on track. And this is no different. So that's kind of the word that comes to my mind.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Gosh, I'm glad I threw that question in, because I think that was the best part of this entire call. If you just hopped on now, like, that was amazing. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I'm actually going to turn it over to Kristen. She's kind of the reason that we're all here, you guys. I was introduced to Arbonne through Kristen. And so subsequently, we've got this whole group because of her. And so I would just love for her to share a little bit of her story and to close us out, and we'll get everyone onto their night. So Kristen, take it away.
Gosh, literally, I'm your biggest fans, and not to the guys, but to the girls, because just blown away. And I love football now, because when Parker and Hunter started, I was like, okay, I'm going to learn football. And now I am. And I'm so in awe of you guys. And I can tell you, men, what you're doing on the field's amazing, but what you're doing with fatherhood and with your wives, that is even more amazing. And so I'm just so proud of you guys and honored. So you guys, 15 years ago, I was asked the question, what will you be doing in 5 years? And what will your life look like? And I will tell you, one of the other questions is like, what if time and money were no object? What would you be doing? And so for me, you guys, it was really about self-confidence. It was really about being surrounded around incredible, like-minded people. And like he was just saying, like, everybody needs a team. And that's where I saw this environment, and that's where I knew I would thrive. And so for me, it was about, I wanted to work flexible hours. I wanted to have my own business, but I didn't know where to start, or I didn't know what that would look like. And so with Arbonne, you guys, you have access to coaches that will teach you and show you how to do this business. So back in 2007, in June of...
Did I hear that right? Did she say that she heard about this opportunity in 2007? I need a replay.
So back in 2007, in June of 2007, I had heard about this opportunity.
So I was right. She heard about this and has been at it since June 2007. But you're telling me that the market's not saturated.
And that this literally was going to change the direction of my life forever. And I knew that this was the hope that my family was looking for. And so the information that I want to share with you for the next just 2 or 3 minutes is that this was a time in my life, you guys, my husband in his mid-30s had a massive heart attack and actually had a widow's maker, left-sided widow's maker, and survived it. A triple heart bypass saved his life.
I'm gonna end it here because it'll be far too long of a video already with me ranting. Back to the NFL wives and the husband, the last couple that were speaking. You couldn't support your wives, actually all of them, this could apply to all of them. you couldn't support your wives in other ways aside from them joining an MLM company? You couldn't have said like, maybe you should open up your own shop, your own boutique. Maybe you can, because you are nurses, maybe you want to take a route in, if you're interested in health and wellness, take a route and maybe get a certification in nutrition. I don't know how those things work, but something along those lines. Like, you couldn't have had that conversation with them, because money's not a problem here unless you just are really greedy people and don't care that you're scamming people out of their hard-earned money, thinking that they are going to make the same amount of money as you, or that they're going to be successful when statistically it's proven to be wrong. This video was all types of crazy. It didn't have a topic in mind. It didn't have a theme. Everybody was just talking about their personal experience, giving their own anecdotal evidence, nothing to back up the claims that they were making. On top of it all, they were just really trying to come off as relatable, and it didn't work. At least for me, it didn't. Hopefully I can do a video for y'all where I test out the Arbonne products. I am working with somebody and getting my hands on those. I'm not paying for them. They've already bought them, and they're no longer using it because they're no longer an active consultant with Arbonne. So I figured, hey, if you're no longer using them, I could try them out, right? So let me know in the comment sections if you guys are interested in that. I will get started on editing this probably sometime this week, hopefully, because filming the video is not the problem. It's the editing portion of it all. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!